the mat in and out of the wheelchair. So you're going to need to know how to take the armrests off, okay? Right? Because do we transfer and have to go over top the armrests? No. So we want those out of the way so we don't have to go over that. So make sure you just practice on both wheelchairs getting the armrests off. There's usually a little button here that you have to get out. On the other one, I think there's a button on the front and the back.
Would we say take both or just one?
Just one, because
They could fall off
that
the
one
other side.
kind of stops them from going over the edge.
Like timed on that, or as far as timed on it? Well,
No,
I
but-
don't mean like time, but you have to do it.
Yeah, it's not helpful if it takes us, 5 minutes to run around with this, and so that's why I'm like, practice so you know how to do it. Is it going to fail you if it takes you a little bit longer? Same with the footrests. You have these little knobs here that you should be able to pull. They'll swing out of the way, and then you're going to lift them to take them off, okay? So just make sure you're real familiar with that. We should all already be very familiar, with locking and unlocking our wheelchair brakes, okay? Make sure you lock it and double check it. If you do this, that might be a clue that you didn't lock the other side. I have had students fail because they lock one side. They don't lock the other side. A one-sided wheelchair lock is still not a steady wheelchair, okay? So that's still grounds for failing it, okay? So before you take off, double check it that it's locked. Okay, so with your wheelchair practical, you will have to propel yourself through an open doorway. So we'll probably have something set up that's your open doorway that you'll have to propel yourself through, which shouldn't be a big issue. You've all sat in the wheelchair and propelled yourself. No wheelies, John. No wheelies through the door.
If we hit the door on one side or the other, is that failing, or as long as
No, but
do it?
and you would be presenting it like you're teaching your patient. So you may need to tell them as they come through so that they don't hit their arms on the doorway as they get a little closer. Okay, so say this is my doorway. Okay, I could come up if it's going to be tight that my arms are going to hit. I could just grab the doorway and come through. Okay. So you will yourself propel yourself through the doorway, okay? Then you will have to take a patient into an elevator. I don't think you have to come out. But we want you to back them into the elevator, okay? There's normally that little dip where the doors open and close. If you take them forward, you have the potential to catch those front wheels in that dip. And if that gets stuck and you're really going quick, you could potentially flip them right out of the chair. Okay, so the safest way to do it is to turn them around so that you have your nice big wheels going over that, which they're just going to come right in. Okay, now ideally, because people say, well, but then how do you get them back out? If it's a nice hospital that has a nice big elevator, okay, after we ride in the elevator, before I take them out, everybody else gets out, I turn them back around and back them back out. However, sometimes that's not always the case if it's a really small, narrow elevator. If I don't have enough room to turn them around and I have to take them out forward, then I just pop a little wheelie to get those front casters over there, and then we go through. But for your testing purposes, we want you to back them into the elevator, and I don't think we make you bring them back out. Okay? So everybody can do that, so you'll have a patient in there. Then you will also have to take your patient up and down the curb step.
Here, I'll get this
Oh,
one.
okay. And it does slide a little bit on this floor, so last time we had the wheelchair patient actually in the other little lab room because then it is carpeted, so our little curb doesn't slide around at all. I don't know yet. We haven't
turn around the other way?
finalized that now. But if you have to go down there for the wheelchair and here for the other two, just do that. The other little lab, remember where we tested hand washing and vitals? Yeah, let's orient it that way. That looks great. Okay, so you will have probably one of your classmates or one of our PTA students as your patient in the wheelchair, and you'll take them up the curb and down the curb. So to go up, that's a good idea, John. So up the curb, we can take them forward, okay? We get them close, and what do? We pop a wheelie. How can we help pop that wheelie? We can use our foot to kind of push on that bar, okay, and tip them up. That way you can also kind of use your leg to help support that, okay? So it's not all through your arms. You can even kind of do this, okay? Then you're going to get your front casters up there, okay? Then if you get your back wheels right up there next to it, okay, see how my back wheels are now in contact with the curb? Really, you can just almost roll that up there, okay? So we don't necessarily want this, because that's a dead lift, okay? That's a whole lot harder on you as the therapist, okay? So we want to see you pop the wheelie. I was back a little bit far. But pop the wheelie, get your front wheels down, and then move those back ones up so you feel that they're both in contact. Then you can roll them up, okay? Good. And then when we're ready to bring them down, same thing. You're going to roll them down. Again, if you don't trust your upper body strength, let your legs and hips kind of help lower that descent, okay? Then you're still going to pop a little wheelie, back them up, and then lower back down. Do you let it crash? No. Okay. You're going to put your hand here, and you're going to slowly lower them down, okay? Questions? Do everybody remember doing this?
How far?